Whoa, what is going on, everybody? Happy Monday afternoon. So, if you're watching Benzinga live today, you heard me say that Joel is at a charity golf outing. So, Joel is not here today for At the Close. And I was like, I don't know, should we do an At the Close today? Should we not do an At the Close today? And people were like, no, we should do an At the Close today. So I'm here and I brought some friends along with me to try to replace Joel. And we're going to hang out and talk about the market today. Why it's up, what is down. We'll talk about whatever you want to discuss in the chat. So this is a weird Motley Crue edition of At the Close. Here we go. All right, it is time for PreMarket Prep at the Close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, joining me now, might as well call this one At the Close with Friends. I've got Money Mitch here. Money Mitch, what's up? And
let's go.
Aaron Bree as well. The three of us are almost never on stream together anymore. So this is interesting here. What's up, everyone? How are we doing today?
How are we doing? I have a theory, Spencer, that I think Joel is actually the one raising money at this charity tournament because he, lost so much on the Preakness that now he's asking for donations.
Oh, perhaps. I think you're just bitter because he didn't invite you to golf with him today. All right, let's go. Let's go to the stocks. I mean, gosh. Dang it, everything is up today. Not everything is up today, but most things are up today, obviously. Yeah. You got green in the major indexes. You got every single sector trading in the green today. The only thing that's not, well, oil is flat, and Bitcoin is just turned red for the day. But everything else is looking pretty good. We'll bring up my chart of the Qs here in Benzinga Pro. The question, I already asked this to Aaron, so I'll ask it to you, Mitch. Friday bottom or simply a relief rally? Go.
Relief rally, but I'm starting to think, I mean, can we maybe find some bottoming between maybe 400 and 380 for a little while and then start really coming back? I'm starting to think that we're going to start seeing the whole inflation topping game starting to be played. I know that Biden keeps mentioning now thinking about reducing the tariffs on some products imported from China. I know that could help, right? I mean, right there, we could start working on getting these supply chains back in order. So I think keep that in mind. If you start seeing more moving on to that side, I think we're going to start seeing maybe talks of inflation topping.
I saw those comments as well, but then I saw another thing where the White House was like, don't worry, we're not actually changing. Like, they had to walk back what he said. Like, we're not changing any policies.
Yeah.
So everyone calm down. Nothing actually is happening here. So
yeah. Under consideration.
Yes, under consideration. Mitch, what are you watching today? It's your first day back after several days out. I know it always takes time to sort of, dip your toes back in, but what jumped out to you today?
Well, what jumped out to me today is we finally got another, who knows, maybe relief rally, or maybe it was just a correction and coming back into play, is some of the basic materials having a good day today. I played BTU, so I'm all out of it already, but it was a nice move today. Coal coming right back there,
Wow, BTU up 13%.
Yeah, and after it had a good sideways action there. It wasn't really looking weak. It was just looking sideways. And this is what you kind of wanted to see if you were kind of thinking that it was just a correction and it's going to go for another run.
Well, wait, what did you see in BTU that made you want to jump in?
Well, one of the things is AMR. AMR is one of the ones that has been holding the trend and never got weak. And that's what kind of led me to kind of focus on this one. This one has really close capitalization, 2.8 billion, but it's a higher price stock, right? And because of that, you could see how it really held on the daily chart on the trend line, and now it's starting to push. I think this is one that kind of leads me to believe that it was just kind of a momentary pause, a correction, and now we're getting another ramp in coal. But it wasn't only coal and basic materials today too. It was aluminum. Aluminum having a good day today. You can look at AA or CENX, all having good days, about 4%, getting a little bit of a bounce. This is where I start getting a little confused because aluminum looks a little bit more like, yeah, this is kind of more like losing its favor than a kind of just a rally right back. But we'll see what happens. Steel also having some good day today. You look at NUE getting a little bit of a bounce off of some sideways levels. So I'm going to keep on watching this area, basic materials, to see if we get day 2 move tomorrow.
All right. I need someone to like look up a stat for me. When is the last time that the financials was your best performing sector on a given day? I'm going to venture a guess that it hasn't happened this year.
I don't know. Maybe one of the days we got a headline about interest rates going up, everything else might have gone down, and banks might have held.
I mean, I'm just looking at like the XLF here, maybe May 4th, because banks ripped up that day. But
May 4th, that's what I was going to point to, Spencer.
Yeah, okay, perhaps. But okay, regardless, my point still stands that it's very rare for the financials to lead the market recently, and that's what's happening today, right? Look at your big banks. I know JP Morgan had their investor day today, so there's a bunch of JP Morgan headlines, and that's part of why it's up almost 7%. But every bank in general is trading up today, it seems like. So great day for the banks. Although, what have we seen in 2022 and the back half of last year? Rips are to be sold. Green candles are to be sold is what we've seen more often than not. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting with JPM. But you got anything on this, AB?
Well, I wanted to go back just to the commodities real quick. There was another Biden-related headline where, well, that doesn't happen a lot. There was a Biden-related headline that he's considering tapping into the diesel reserves, which will temporarily hopefully bring diesel prices down, which is in large part why commodities are so expensive right now, because, of course, if you have to pay more to ship the steel, then that's going to cause the price of the steel to go up. But I think what we saw with when we tapped into the oil reserves, it may have a very temporary impact, but nothing substantial in terms of overall. But I mean, look, I still think, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I think hopefully diesel fuel prices will come down, and that will also be reflected across goods across the board. And like you said, Mitch, we may have already seen the top of inflation. What was the last month? We had 8.3 with 8.5 the month prior. So this upcoming month, if we get another lower one, then that'll be 2 consecutive months where we're lower. I'm not saying that, okay, that gets us out of the woods, but we're at least starting to get some sort of relief from all these negative headlines, whether you're talking about inflation, supply chain, war, monkeypox, right? We just need something. And if that's what we can cling to, inflation finally slowing down, still going to be high, still going to be way too high for anyone's comfort. But as long as it's not growing faster than it was the month before, then I think we'll start looking okay.
I want to throw one more negative headline out there. Did you see this thing about India and how they had their hottest, like they're having their hottest few months on record, like hottest March, hottest April.
Global warming, baby.
That's every year. We're just setting new.
Right. So anyway, India is considering, or they've already done like a wheat export cut. They're afraid they're going to run out of food, so they're cutting their exports. They're cutting their exports for wheat. And this is one of those things. Remember when Russia invaded Ukraine, and there was all the hullabaloo about Ukraine is one of the largest producers of wheat. Yeah, but they're not one of the largest exporters of wheat. They only export like a fraction of the global wheat supply. India is a much larger wheat exporter, and for them to curtail their own exports to protect themselves, I'm looking at the wheat ETF here, and very quietly, that all-time high from when right after the invasion of Ukraine, the all-time high was $12.75. We're less than $1 away from that right now. So maybe something to think about. I am thinking about this right now.
Luckily, we here in the U.S., are a little bit in a better position wheat wise. We grow a lot of wheat compared to, a lot of European countries are a lot more reliant on that wheat coming in from Ukraine, Russia area than we are.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying that we need to prepare for a wheat shortage in the U.S. I'm saying I'm thinking about buying wheat here. Is what I'm saying.
Prices.
Yeah, that's just the only thing that would scare me with buying any commodity right now, Spencer. It's just the fact that I mean, I'm hoping eventually we do see again those diesel prices come down, which will have a, will bring the price of commodities down as well. And they've just been your best performer. Commodities have been over your past 3 months. So I don't know if that means trend is your friend, strength continues, or if that means other industries are going to start catching up.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, I'm not rooting for a wheat shortage, but I also,
Well, if you buy wheat here, then you're kind of that's what you do.
You're saying I shouldn't do
Kind
it.
of.
Saying I shouldn't do it.
Do it for the good of the people,
All right.
Spencer.
Couple of moves jumped out to me today. A couple of stocks that got cracked on Friday on their earnings reports. Coming back in good ways. John Deere today having a really good day.
Okay.
Up almost 7%, $21. This thing closed down. What was it down on Friday? This thing was down like 14%. Actually, more than that. It was down more than that. It was down like 25% on Friday. Up 6% today. So you can see it getting back some of its losses. And Raw Storage is the other one. ROST. Terrible day. Terrible overnight session on Thursday on the earnings report. I don't know what the midpoint is here. We can look it up quickly. So from 90, we'll call it 92, and we'll go with the pre-market. No, we'll go with the regular session low, which was, what is that? 60. We'll call it 69. So the midpoint of that would be 80-ish. 81.
I gotta get you a retracement tool, my friend.
81. I'm just doing it in my head. So 81. So we're
too much math for me.
We're about halfway there.
Yeah, literally halfway. You're good. Good job, Spence. Good job.
I can do basic math in my head.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't try to do it anymore. I try to use machines for basic math.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Hey, I still have a. You want to hear something dumb? I have of the 50 tabs I keep open at all times. One of them is a percent change calculator.
There you go, my man.
Yeah.
These look like dead cat bounces to me. I mean, I wasn't expecting, honestly. I didn't see that deer chart until literally you just put it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, these look like dead cat bounces to me because they just look like rallies back. Like, maybe people that were long just finally gave up, and then they were getting out of their positions today longer term because if you look at that deer chart, I mean, on the monthlies, it was holding for a very long time, looking like it wants to hold 400. Then all of a sudden, boom, you turn around towards the 350s. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people that were wanting out around there. And with this kind of little push back, it could have been people getting out somewhere around the 330s.
All right, we just had a little bit of a breaking news headline here.
Uh-oh.
We have confirmation on this VMware deal. Or at least Dow Jones is reporting it. No, let's go to the news feed. BMW. We now have a price, 140. Dow Jones. Oh, I know this always happens. Dow Jones is reporting that Broadcom will pay $140 per share for VMware, or they would pay it if VMware were to take it. So we just had a spike just there on that headline a few moments ago, up to 125. 140 is what is the number being thrown out there. Again, this is just one report from one news outlet, but a ostensibly pretty reliable one at that. So that's why VMware just had that spike there a few moments ago. Interesting.
I did see. Oops, sorry. Let me turn my volume off my computer. I saw someone in the chat. Who was it? Bomi Hunter was talking about Tesla. We should check in on Tesla real quick.
I have a thought on Tesla real fast. This is my take. Ready?
Okay.
If Tesla closes at 666, I'm forever bearish.
Okay, that's a good take. I feel I don't know. I've been feeling like I'm questioning myself. Am I the one losing it here, like looking at Tesla and like Bomi in his comments said it's like $150 stock. I was doing more digging into just the valuation. I mean, if you guys weren't watching last week, I sold my shares of Tesla during Benzinga Live. I didn't like. I mean, there was obviously a lot of bearish. Well, not bearish. There was the one bearish headline from Elon Musk, the sexual assault allegations. But I was just like going through his Twitter feed, and it's like seems like this guy's like going off the deep end. And then now, which this is kind of tangentially related, ARK and Tesla. Kathy Wood, I don't know if you guys saw this, Spencer. I meant to bring this up on Benzinga Live today.
What is this?
This is someone from. Well, I don't know if this person. Yeah, this person's with ARK. It's about how many years until we get artificial general intelligence, which I don't exactly know all what that means.
What does that mean?
Robot.
AGI. I don't know what the difference between AI and AGI is. I'm sure we have someone smart in our chat that can explain. But Kathy says AGI could accelerate growth in GDP from 3 to 5% a year to
She said, I know. Okay.
30 to 50% a year. You think the economy, the gross domestic product of the United States can grow? I mean, even if that happened 1 year, if we grew 30% in 1 year, that would be the most insane thing ever. 30 to 50% per year. I mean, it's just gotten to the point where I'm like, how am I supposed to take anything she says seriously?
I'm gonna send you to outer space.
No. Okay, so I saw the 30% thing over the weekend too, and you're right. It does make, when you see things like that, it makes it hard to take anything you say seriously.
Right, and then there were
30% in 1 year means everybody is a millionaire basically overnight. Is what is that's how I interpret that.
Yeah, and so this someone's critiquing her. I used to defend you a bit, not because I thought ARK Invest was a good portfolio, but because you were upfront and buying a sensible innovation. This is just multiple lies. Like there's a difference between being bullish and putting out kind of what we thought were like a ridiculous price targets, whether it's Bitcoin at 500,000, Tesla at 8,000, whatever it is. But 30 to 50% per year GDP growth, anyone with a common sense brain in finance and the economy will tell you that's just ludicrous.
Yeah. I can't even. I don't even know like what that would even mean.
And I guess like in my head, I put like her, you know, because she is probably one of, if not the biggest Tesla bull out there. You know, Elon. It's like, how am I supposed to take what these guys are saying seriously? And I mean, it's the same thing with Elon Musk just said again last week that within the year they'll have full self-driving cars where no one needs to be like present in the front seat. It's like bullshit. You can look and see what they don't even have full self-driving yet.
No, I thought we were supposed to have that 5 years ago. Still waiting on it.
And it makes me feel like, am I the one? Am I the crazy one?
No. My Twitter was blowing up over the whole weekend about this.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think she just sits down and she's like, I'm gonna give some radical candor.
like what number can I come up with?
Someone's not like speaking back to her at ARK saying like, girl, like we gotta talk about this.
Just
chill out a second.
We don't need any more negative coming towards us right now. We need to hatch the walls, put some shutters on the walls, and just die down for a little bit. Timing is her best friend right now, and she needs to kind of lay low. But hey, if she wants to make bold calls, that's as bold as it gets.
I know. I mean,
wait, this is a bold call in the chat that needs elaborating. T Swan.
Oh, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Wait, this is by the way, this is not his first time, or at least someone else asked this same exact question like last week in the chat.
What are you guys talking about?
I don't
understand. People were the same guy, or maybe someone else. I was asking, is Build-A-Bear a money laundering stock last week? I had no clue what they were talking about, so I didn't address it.
I don't know.
Is this a conspiracy theory that we just don't know about?
We need to get on Reddit and we need to do some research. So if my Reddit people out there, research out there, let us know if you guys find anything good. But I will say, I am an avid bear against the Build-A-Bear. I just think this stock, I mean, has no business being up here at $20. No business being up here.
It's actually incredibly impressive. If you even just look at the weekly. Yeah, it's like insanely impressive how little this stock moves.
And it's been sideways since what, June of 21? So a whole year.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
whole
wait,
year
Spencer,
now, guys.
can you go to the overview and we look at the forward PE and stuff? Because I could argue that Build-A-Bear has more business being at 20 than Tesla does at 680.
Well, it's cheap. It's
okay.
It's a 7 PE, and it's got a price that sells below 1. So
Right. I mean, if I had to buy either Build-A-Bear right here or Tesla at 670, I'd buy Build-A-Bear here.
I don't know how you do it, my friend. You're right on the financials, but I just
it's not all about the financials and the metric. I mean, it's about what people are willing to pay for it. But I think in this environment, I mean, unless something drastically changes in the next month, 2 months, I don't see how people want to keep buying Tesla at the multiple it's at, when part of that, what's priced in right now, is expecting that they're going to Tesla, where it's priced right now, Tesla's expected to have the majority of cars sold in the electric, which they do right now in the U.S. The majority of electric vehicles on the road are Teslas, but that's what it's projected to be like going down the road, which I just don't think is true. We talked about this last week. How many companies, right? If you have the choice between buying a Mercedes, Audi, BMW, and they're all electric and they're all like in the same price range, how can you make the argument that Tesla's going to, beat all of them combined? I just don't see that's the case.
Yeah, later this week, earnings for the Build-A-Bear.
Oh wait, let's look at the calendar real fast. Thank you.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I don't think Build-A-Bear was bit large enough to make this graphic in the first place.
It did.
They are. Wait, what day are they?
I think it's Thursday before the open. Let me see.
Okay, maybe they are, but they're not on our graphic. Whoever made this was like Build-A-Bear Workshop. We don't care about you, so they're not even on here. But it is a really big week. I've brought this up several times today. Advanced Auto Parts is the big one, and no, sorry, Zoom is the big one tonight. Zoom is not on here. That's an oversight, though. Zoom is the big one tonight, followed by Advanced Auto Parts. Tomorrow morning, Best Buy will be the big one. That Best Buy report, the expectations for Best Buy really could not be lower. Mitch, I'll fill you in because you weren't here last week. But we had Target and Walmart both report earnings, and they both said the same thing, basically, that inventories are crazy high right now. They had all these orders because the supply chains were all screwed up, so they put more orders for stuff, and then once the pipes got unclogged, it all came through at once, and they can't sell it all, so they have too much stuff in their stores, and specifically of consumer electronics and consumer goods. Not so much food's not an issue. People are still buying food, obviously.
All the stuff that people don't want to buy anymore.
Right. So exactly. So like, all like the electronics, like they're not moving that inventory right now.
Dude, unless we're getting another stimulus bill, I don't know what you guys are going to do.
Well, I mean, and that's where we could see that kind of bullwhip effect of going from having a shortage of goods to now we have a surplus. And really for the individual companies, for Best Buy, for Apple, for whoever it is, it's bearish. But for the overall economy, when we're talking about in terms of a super high inflationary rate, that, I mean, you would think logically, right, more supply would bring price down, and that's another indication that maybe we can start seeing some prices coming down. And it's only in certain sectors, right? When we get the CPI data next month, gas is still going to be higher than it was the month before, but other things, I think in general, right, oil or gas prices, like travel expenses, plane tickets might still be getting more expensive or more expensive than the month before. But in terms of like electronics and cars and stuff, it sounds like inventory is just on the rise.
My fault. I didn't really realize Build-A-Bear was on there at the bottom right there. Thursday morning. Didn't even see it.
Come on, bro. I don't have the eyes for the bear, bro.
I don't even know what the logo looks like, so I didn't know what to look for.
We're talking about a lot of St. Louis companies on the show today. Peabody, Build-A-Bear.
All right.
There you go. That's for AB there.
I know. Maybe that's why I'm bullish BBW.
All right,
gotta go back home, bro.
Mitch, you're being asked about EGY.
Yeah, I actually I threw it up in the chat. I see an Elliott wave correction pattern on that.
Ooh.
Wow. Drop on us.
Got you. Let's go. Let's take a look at that. So what you're going to see here is the first couple waves are, the first wave goes towards 6. Then you see another little kind of push up there that went to 731. Then eventually you get that last wave on up there towards 8. Once you go do that, you're going to do the ABC move. So you go down towards that first move, which is towards on April 25th. It gets you to a low of 605. That's the A move. Then you want to see a bounce up, which is going to be your B. And then you're going to go into your C move, which get you to that $6. So now you know at least your downside bogey. If 6 holds, it could keep coming and go to another extension back up. But if 6 doesn't hold, that would be the level that I would be careful on, because if that goes, then you break the pattern and it's no longer just a correction pattern, but it would actually be breaking it down. So this would be essentially a 1, 2, 3 motive waves. And then you're looking at the correction wave right now, and that's been between April and this period.
Okay, I'm going to say this. If Elliott wave theory, if that helps you understand the market and it works for you, then great.
Yeah.
Use it. And Todd Gordon, who's been on our show a bunch of times, he uses it and it works for him. And I think whatever works for you, you should use.
Let's show that pattern.
I've always found it. I don't know how to do that.
I got you. I can show you.
I've always found it to be like super, like even Elliott wave to me is like more subjective than most technical analysis. Like
Agreed.
It's like, how do you see the waves forming? Like, it's like it's whatever you want to see, I feel like. So if it works for you, great. I've always thought it's just very like subjective. Like, two people can look at the same Elliott wave thing and see two different waves, and so
100%. It's kind of like like if you're a pattern person, then yeah, like focus on kind of looking for Elliott wave. If that's what it stands out to you when you see stocks, if you naturally are seeing patterns, and I think it's something that you can watch for. But it's not something that I necessarily say like, so like what I'm using it there is to give you levels, right? And it gives you a range, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you just get in when you see that, because a lot of this is going to be lagging. So what it should give you is more conviction if you're in the trade, right? That's what I think it's better used for. So it keeps you in trades versus getting you into keeps you in it versus you actually doing an entry because you're seeing the Elliott wave. Normally by the time you see it, it's already lagging, and that's how you're able to actually see it being an Elliott wave theory. Let me share here. I'll show you guys it really quickly.
Wait. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay.
So you can see here, essentially what you're doing is you're looking for this kind of pattern here. So it's a continuation pattern, and a lot of this happens because you always going to get a pause in the action. So there's the 1, the 2, and then once you get to that 5, that was that topping around the 8. Now we got that A, you got the B. Now you want that C move to come down towards a breakdown, and then all of a sudden come right back into that breakout. So I would be looking for a breakout in the next couple of days. Next couple of days through 7 is the look that you want to see. It close back above 7 can give you that push.
Bobby Hunter, I'm curious. Bobby Hunter in the chat said the economy is hot. I'm curious what metrics I mean, I know we had good retail spending numbers last month that came out, or we got the numbers last week, but it seems like there's just a lot of
the economy is objectively hot, but that's not what matters. What matters is that people expect the economy to slow down in the next few.
But wait, but the last GDP number we got was negative.
But we're gonna get a revision this week. So because they revised the number 3 times, so, right? Because you come out, or they revise it twice, right? They come out with one number and then they revise it twice.
Oh, so he's saying jobs too. I did see a headline today saying that the lowest number of people on unemployment benefits since 1959 or something.
Yeah, there's some very conflicting signals out there, right? Because
it's like you go here, you look one way, and people are saying 07, 08 all over again, and then like you look at some numbers over here, and it's like, oh no, we're chilling, we're doing well.
I think what this is that a lot of times, right, economical factors show up after, right? And so I think that the job layoff is going to be lagging, but I think by the time you start seeing the job layoff, you could see inflation, like we're talking about, topping. And so there's going to be this conflicting factors in the market this year of like, okay, well now inflation is getting better, but now we're laying off people. Well, that doesn't really make sense either, right? So that's
I mean, as far as layoffs are going, like we're seeing like companies like Carvana and stuff like these like huge like growthy these like growthy tech companies lay people off after like their stocks have come down, but it's not like we're seeing like GM or like the actual like companies that are producing a lot for the economy laying people off. They can't because there's like a worker shortage. No one's gonna be laying off. Well, I guess Amazon said they were
that's
over.
not true. That's
Exactly.
Not true.
Amazon.
There are a lot of really big companies. Netflix just had layoffs and announced a hiring freeze. I believe Coinbase is doing a hiring freeze.
I know, but I'm saying that I think that's all in the tech industry. I don't think any like real manufacturing jobs. I don't think any like the GMs of the world.
That's also possible.
That's a good point. That's a good point, though. But those are the companies that are taking the biggest hits, and those are the ones that we're going to keep an eye on, right? I mean, those are the ones with the biggest PE forward looking. And
I guess my point was I just don't think seeing Carvana, Coinbase, and Netflix laying people off is indicative of the whole economy.
No, probably not.
It's a good comment. For sure.
4 o'clock has come and gone, and we closed up across the board, up in every sector. Everything was up. Not everything was up, obviously. A lot of the casino stocks were down today. A lot of the growth tech that was up last week was down today. I'm looking at you, Upstart, down 6%. ARKK down barely. SoFi down almost 3%. So rough day for growth tech. What else is new? And good day for everything else. This has been fun, guys. We should do this more often.
Yeah, man.
Smash the like button and Money Mitch at 4:30. Are you back?
No,
I'll be live with Ruel.
No bueno. No money mitts later.
7 p.m. We'll be talking crypto. Tune back in.
7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, guys, just to give you guys a little insight, I am working on moving right now, so there's just a lot going on right now.
Also, you didn't tell us about the VCon.
Yeah, just stay tuned, guys. What I'm thinking is we're gonna have Chris on, and then we could bring on some like previews. Lots going on, lots for you guys to see, and we'll keep it here, right here, on Benzinga.
Peace.
Peace.